When Apple's CEO Steve Jobs announced the iPad in January, opinion was divided as to whether or not it was going to be any good. Since then, 3 million units have been sold, which may go some way to silence the iPad's critics. But what's it really like to use? We've had an iPad for the last couple of weeks, and I think we're now ready to answer the definitive question, which is the iPad worth it? There are three main thrusts to what the iPad will do. The first is web access, and we have to declare this to be absolutely stunning. Everything about surfing on it is just amazing, from the sort of tactile feel you get to browsing, right through to just the way that the screen and everything is laid out. This kind of web browsing experience just isn't available anywhere else. The second part of the iPad is all about entertainment. Obviously you've got all of the usual iPad functions like MP3 playing and movie watching. The main problem that it's got as an entertainment device is that it hasn't got a widescreen screen. So as you can see, playing a full cinema aspect movie means that you've got black bars around the top and the bottom. Whether this is going to be a problem to you really is pretty much down to how much time you're going to spend watching movies compared to how much time you're going to spend browsing the web. Last up is the apps. These are undoubtedly the crown jewels of the iPad. The fact that it shares an operating system with the iPhone means there's already thousands out there, and means that you can make your iPad do anything you want. Although its 9-inch screen does mean that it's not perhaps brilliant at playing movies, it does make it a nice size to hold. It is very portable compared to a netbook or something. It's very slim, it's very light, and has a surprisingly adequate keyboard. It's just a great size to hold and use. The other thing that's worthy of note is the battery life. Apple have quoted that it's 10 hours, and it is. It just seems to last ages and ages and ages. There's a little number up here. On rival devices, you can almost sit and watch that tick down. With the iPad, you'll get bored waiting for it to change. The lack of Adobe Flash is, though, in our minds, a bit of a big omission. Although Apple argue that the future is going to be bright without Flash, at the moment it seems like there are some important sites that don't work on the iPad, specifically sites like the BBC, whose iPlayer in a web browser relies quite heavily on Flash, and so that's a bit of a big gap in the device's capabilities. It's in its ease of use that the iPad really comes together. Doing anything on the device is an absolute pleasure, from browsing the web to browsing through photos. The interface is just brilliant. Apple call it magical. It's not really magical, it's just extremely clever software engineering, and you have to tip your hat to Apple for what they've done with the device. It's just absolutely fantastic. And so, unfortunately, we've got to come to the price. At £429, there's no denying that this is an expensive piece of kit. If you wanted the media player aspect of it for cheaper, maybe go for a smaller screen, get an iPod Touch or something like that. They're about £150. And if you wanted a computer, then maybe you could go for a netbook for £300 or less. But this is the beauty of it, is that it's an amalgamation of all these things. The weird thing about the iPad is that it's almost more than a sum of its components. Just spending 20 minutes playing with it, you'll want one. You know, once you're installing photos, installing apps, doing that kind of thing on it, you'll fall in love with it. Obviously the price is a problem, but if you can swallow that bitter pill, then this will undoubtedly become the crowning glory of all of your gadgets.